don't remember like the last sit down chat YouTube video I made. Actually, I've never done a YouTube video like this. We're going to talk about something brand new today. So let's just get right into it. I wrote notes. Hey everyone! My name is Raquel here at Raquel of a Life, and it has been a long time since I do one of these YouTube videos. Basically, if you have been following me on Instagram, you know that my husband and I have been trying to conceive for about the last year. A lot has happened, and I just kind of want to break it down a little bit more in detail for anyone who might be going through the same thing. I know we don't talk about it enough, and so I just want to spread my little piece of truth, and hopefully it touches some of whatever you guys are going through in life right now. So I have my notes, and I didn't want to forget anything, so I'll just go ahead and get started. But while we do this, I didn't want to just be talking, so I thought I'd kind of have a little self-care night with you guys on here. So I will be just kind of doing some random stuff, so bear with me. None of this video is sponsored, by the way. This is just me coming on and hanging out with you all and just kind of chatting. But I will probably just mention a few of the products I'm going to use. So right now I'm going to put in my Smile Brilliant teeth whitening trays and go ahead and get started on my Summer Fridays. This one is brand new. My Summer Fridays overtime mask. So I'll go ahead and put that on. Okay, so my trays are in. I hope it doesn't affect my speech too much. If it does, I'm sorry. So like I mentioned, my husband and I have been trying to conceive for about a year now. Actually a little bit over a year. So I got off of birth control in March of 2019. So yeah, it's been a year since March, but got off birth control in March, and you know, they say that you have to detox from the pill, so I kind of got off a little bit earlier than we actually wanted to officially start trying. So like I said, got off in March, and then April, and kind of just we weren't really taking care of ourselves. We were just like having fun. So then May came around, and that's when I officially started really tracking my cycle and like, you know, trying to count my days and just kind of see, you know, what my cycle is like naturally. So a little bit of backstory. I am very irregular. I've been like that since I was, you know, in puberty. Ever since then, I've been on birth control because I would go months and months without getting a period. So I didn't even know what my period or my natural cycle would be like because it had been so long that I've been on the pill. So yeah, May of 2019, I started tracking my cycle and counting my days. I was using a couple apps. I used the Clue app, which I'll put, I guess, a little screenshot in here. And then more recently, I started using the Flow app just because I think it's got a little bit more detailed tracking on there. Nothing happened in May, of course, came and went, and so I'm a teacher, so I was hoping to like have a very serious plan for a summer baby, or at least like a spring break baby, and then be out from spring break till the following school year. That was my plan, right? What did they say? we make plans and God laughs. Like, that was just out the window, like, since then. So, June came around and I talked to my OBGYN about starting Clomid, which is, for anyone who's like brand new to the TTC community and has no idea like what any of this is. So TTC is trying to conceive, and then Clomid, the pill that I asked my gynecologist for, was, it's like, I honestly don't even know what it is. I believe it just helps you ovulate a little bit better, so that your chances of conceiving go up. So anyway, talked to my doctor and he was like so fine with it, so he prescribed it to me. And the only reason I knew of this pill was because my sister had actually gotten pregnant using Clomid before. She's a school nurse, so she planned for a summer baby also, and it actually worked out for her though, so she gave me the idea. So in order to start the Clomid, you have to like have a period, and so by this point May had already happened. June I hadn't gotten a period yet, so I also needed Provera, which is another pill that basically makes your period come. So it's 10 days, you take the pill for 10 days, and then after the 10 days are up, you'll usually get a period within like 4 days after. So I took the Provera and then I started on the Clomid, and basically you take the Clomid, depends your dosage. He gave it to me, I believe they're 50 milligrams, and I was taking 2 a day, days 5 through 9 of my cycle. So everything has to be tracked and you have to really know what's going on. So days 5 through 9, I did that for about 3 months. Yeah, June, July, August. I was taking 2 Clomids a day for those days and nothing happened. So August comes around, and for some reason I hadn't gotten a period again. So basically my cycle was kind of all over the place, so I don't think that was helping my case very much. September, after my Provera, I got on Clomid again, but by this point my doctor recommended just going up a dosage. So instead of taking 2 pills a day, I was taking 3 pills a day. The only thing that I really did not like about the Clomid was that it was just giving me a lot of side effects. The main one was really bad acne. So right now you can see a little bit of kind of this like hormonal acne going on down here, some around my cheeks. I feel like that's mostly because of masks now, because of COVID, which is a story for another time. I'm gonna put this in my hair. It's just some coconut oil. So yes, I started breaking out, and I was just kind of having mood swings and just like really intense PMS. So I wasn't enjoying the Clomid too much, but I was taking it and kind of just hoping for the best. At this point I was getting a little bit more and more frustrated. I mean, I got off the pill in March, we started like tracking in May, and by this point it was November, and my doctor just told me that I'm irregular, and that's basically what I'm gonna have to deal with. I didn't really like that response. I was hoping for something, you know, that we can work on, or something that we can try fixing, or trying to find a problem. But he pretty much told me that with an irregular cycle, there's really nothing you can do but keep trying and keep taking Clomid. So I wasn't too happy about that. I kind of started talking to some people, and I actually have a cousin who struggled for a long time. I want to say 2 to 3 years of trying to conceive as well. And she ended up going to a doctor in Nuevo Laredo. So I'm in Laredo, Texas, and she went to Nuevo Laredo, so it's just across the border, and she went to a fertility specialist, and she ended up getting pregnant with her. So she started recommending her to me, and I kind of started thinking about it. But at this point, I was barely, trying to figure out what was going on. So yeah, at this point, it's November. I also started kind of just getting frustrated with the Clomid and with the Provera and all these like pills I was having to take with no results at all. So Sergio, my husband, and I kind of started thinking, and we just wanted to make some overall changes for our health. So we transitioned to a more plant-based diet. We kind of tried just to see if it helps. So I've been kind of keeping up with it, but ever since COVID and quarantine, I've been a little bit more lax just because it's, a little bit difficult just surviving on that diet with all the problems going on. So anyway, back to fertility. So January, I go in to my gynecologist for a checkup because I had been irregular this whole time, so I kept needing the Provera, and I kept needing to start a period because naturally I wouldn't get one. And so at this point I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be something wrong, and there's got to be something we can try and fix, right? So that's probably affecting my fertility and my ovulation and my cycles and everything that's all connected, right? So I go into my doctor, and this is when he tells me, you're irregular. And I don't want to make him sound bad, but he kind of just blew me off at this point. He just said, you're irregular and you're just gonna have to keep trying, like there's nothing we can do about it. So I asked for something. I said, well, is there anything we can check like here right now today? Maybe like a sonogram to see that there's no cysts or anything like that. So he said, okay. I mean, he wasn't gonna fight with me, I guess. He said okay for a vaginal sonogram, and so I had never gotten one of those done before, and so we went in. I just did it there. He had it at his clinic. So I got one of those done, and they let me out, and so the tech did it, and then he comes in and just says, okay, everything looks normal, like I said, and we'll just keep trying the Clomid, try it at 3 pills a day for now, make sure you're taking it on the right days. And he kind of just sent me home with no solution at all. Then February comes around, nothing's happened at this point, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated each month, right? So I get some recommendations from my cousin that I had been talking to, who had also struggled with, infertility. And so I talked to her, and she mentions some tests that, just basic run-of-the-mill tests to get checked up on. And she said that these were the first tests her fertility specialist asked her for. So the 2 tests are an HSG test and a semen analysis, which, of course, so that happened in February. She talked to me about it, and so I kind of started planted the seed kind of to go talk to this fertility specialist as well. But I wanted to get those tests done before even going to see her, just so that the process could be a little bit faster. Asked my gynecologist, I said, hey doctor, I want to take these tests just to, clear things out, and could you, prescribe them for me? So he gave me prescription, I guess, an order, there you go, a doctor's order for a semen analysis for my husband, and then an HSG test for me. I've had this mask on for a while and I just realized, so I'm just gonna wipe it off with a makeup wipe. It says to use a damp towel, so I'll just use this because I don't feel like getting a damp towel. So let's see, where did I leave off? Okay, before I keep talking, next I'm gonna put on this Summer Fridays jet lag. Is it gonna focus? There we go. Summer Fridays jet lag mask. According to them, they say it's a good combination to use with the overtime mask, like right after. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So, where was I? Okay, my doctor gives me the orders for the tests. So, like I said, I'm doing this kind of in preparation because I'm already thinking about going and seeing the fertility specialist. So I want to just get these tests kind of out of the way, you know, before even going in to see her. So I get these orders in February, and when I call to schedule, apparently you can't schedule an HSG test until you get a period. So I believe it had to be the 10th day of the cycle. So they say what you're supposed to do is you get a period, and on day 1 of your cycle you call them and say, hey, I got my period, I need to schedule for X date, which is supposed to be day 10 of your cycle. And I don't know why, it just has to be that way. So I got these orders in February, and I'm so tired of taking the Provera and the Clomid. So at this point, I just wait to get a period naturally, because the Provera and the Clomid are just giving me horrible acne, horrible PMS, really bad cramps, just so many side effects. So I decide to wait and just get a period naturally. I don't get one until late March, I believe. So February, late March, I get it, I schedule it for early April. And this point is where COVID-19 comes in and just changes the game for everyone, right? So, you know, things are just a little bit different, but the hospital's still, you know, running fine. So, I'm able to schedule my HSG and my husband's sperm count tests. We go in, we get these tests done, and I guess in an effort to keep this video a little bit short, I will be recording a whole separate video specifically about the HSG test. It is a little nerve-wracking and a little, I guess, kind of weird, so I'll talk about that on another video. I get these tests done, I get the HSG, my husband gets the sperm count, we go home, we wait for the results, but I also decide to start tracking my ovulation with an at-home kit. So we stop at Target on the way home, and I get just some over-the-counter ovulation tests. I got a digital one. I'll put in a picture right here just so you can know which one I used. So the way this test works is it has 3 readings. It has like a low, which means you're not ovulating, you're not even close. It has a high, which means your hormones are kind of kicking up and you're probably about to ovulate. And then it has the peak, which means you are ovulating right now, get to work. So I start these right after the test in April. We finally get the results read and everything by May. According to my gynecologist, everything was completely normal, both my husband's readings and the images from my test, right? So, get these tests, everything's normal. At this point, I'm super frustrated, so I call and schedule an appointment with the fertility specialist because all of April has gone by, all of May has gone by, and those ovulation kits, the ovulation test at home, has never given me an ovulation reading. So I've gotten high readings, but I've never gotten a peak, which I'm guessing was not a good sign. So I scheduled my appointment with the fertility specialist. I finally get to go see her. This was June 3rd. So June 3rd was my appointment. I go in, tell her literally everything from the past year. So basically everything that I just told you all. I tell her all of this. I give her the results from the HSG. I give her the results from the sperm count. And she says, well, okay, let's get a vaginal sonogram done. And I told her I got one done with my gynecologist and he said everything's normal. She says, okay, let's just take a look, right? So next thing we do right then and there in the office again, vaginal sonogram. And the first thing she says is, you are covered in cysts. And she says, how could your doctor not have seen this? You're covered in cysts. And she says that they've probably only been getting worse with the Clomid that I've been taking, because at this point she diagnoses me with PCOS, which I had heard about, but since I had gotten checked with my gynecologist, I kind of assumed I didn't have it and never really researched it much more. So PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and basically some of the main symptoms are cysts on your ovaries and irregular cycles. So she tells me that these cysts grow and grow, and then you're supposed to ovulate and then they go away. But if you're not ovulating, they just keep growing and growing, which is not really natural and healthy, right, as it should be. So she says that when you're taking Clomid, you're trying to ovulate more. So these cysts are growing and growing more now because you're stimulated by the Clomid, but you're still not ovulating. So I don't want to bash on my gynecologist again, but not the greatest experience. So she tells me right away, okay, you have PCOS. You were never, ever gonna get pregnant using just Clomid. She says that's not enough for your body. The way your body's working, you need way more help, basically. And she told me pretty much what I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do, but I guess it's better than not having known. She gave me a few medicines I had to start, a few pills, and she said we were gonna have to do some FSH injections, which are follicle stimulating hormone injections. I've seen it on, other people's videos that I've watched, and I just really was hoping it wouldn't get to that point, but here we are. So she gives me all these meds that I have to start taking. She asked for some blood work, and she finds out she doesn't really like what she sees, so she gives me more meds that I have to take. So from June 3rd, from my appointment to today, June 25th, we've had a lot of meds, just tons and different ones. So I had to take Provera to kickstart my period because I hadn't gotten one naturally. I had to start taking enofolic, which is like a folic acid and something else. I had to start taking metformin, which is medicine for diabetes, but somehow helps PCOS. I'm not 100% sure. It's something with sugar levels. And I had to do the injections once I got a period, right? So that's put off for a little bit. Then she asked for the blood work, and she doesn't like my prolactin levels and she doesn't like my thyroid levels. So I start taking a pill for the prolactin levels, and I start taking a pill for thyroid. So I take all those pills. I finally get the period. And so once you get the period, I have to start to doing Clomid and the injections. So I did that. Days 3 through 7 of my cycle were Clomid. Days 7 through 9 of my cycle were injections. And I go in on day 10 to the doctor, and she does another vaginal sonogram, and she says, I do not like your follicles. She says that the size was not great. It's not where they need to be. So she said follicles need to be at least around 18 millimeters for whatever's supposed to happen. I don't even know at this point. There's so much going on in the female reproductive system that is so confusing. My follicles, according to her, were around 13. So she says, go home, we're giving you 2 more days of injections. So that's day 10, day 11, which was today. So I got my second injection today, and tomorrow I will be going back in to see if we have any more news. Like I mentioned, the Clomid and the Provera from before were giving me a few side effects. Now I'm on a lot more meds, which I was complaining about just those 2 pills, but now I'm on a lot more, and the side effects are just different. My acne surprisingly has gone down, which was my main issue just because it's what you can see, right? I can hide my cramps and my PMSing, but I can't hide my acne. So my acne has gone down a little bit, but I have had a lot of stomach issues lately, nausea, vomiting, a couple days where I felt like I was about to pass out for literally no reason. Like I was sitting on the couch and I just got so dizzy and I felt like I was gonna pass out. But I know that there's just tons of stuff pumping through my system, and I don't really, can't really complain about just some nausea. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing that's made me feel like necessarily sick or really weak. So yeah, I just want to say, for anyone out there who is trying and struggling, I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating. But, you just have to keep faith and stay strong and know that everything will happen in God's time. That's something I have to keep reminding myself about, because it can be really hard. As someone, I know I'm not the most patient person, and once I want something, I do everything I can to just get it done. And that hasn't necessarily been the case here. I know that I am still very blessed to be healthy, especially in the times we're living in right now. But, it's still hard. That's my, 1 year and a few months update on our TTC journey. It's not necessarily where I wanted to end this video, right? But that's where we're at. So I'm sending so much love and so many prayers and so much baby dust to everyone who's watching this, who's going through the same thing. My main takeaway is get a second opinion. You know, you might trust your gyno a lot and you just never know. My gynecologist was actually my sister's, and she's had babies with him, and he's been her OB and everything, and so I really did, you know, trust him. And now after going to my fertility specialist, I will probably be looking for another OBGYN here in Laredo, just because, you know, I don't know how comfortable I'll feel going back to him because of just like the fact that he didn't catch this before. So yeah, that's my main takeaway. Get a second opinion, listen to your body. If something feels off, talk to your doctor about it. Love you, praying for you. Stay hopeful, stay strong. I have to take these things out. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you were able to learn a little bit, not just about my journey, but something that will hopefully help you in yours. Leave any comments, questions down below. I will try my best to get to you, if not down there in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to hear back with some hopefully positive updates coming soon. Thank you again for watching. Sending you all the love. Bye everyone.